live. Hey, y'all. Jennie from the Block with the CAZA Group, sharing information from the streets of real estate. Talking to Lauren today about real estate right after college. So, here with Lauren from the CAZA Group.
Hello.
Who is killing it in the Leesburg market. And Lauren, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fabulous. I'm really excited.
Good. Awesome. Well, great. Well, let's jump right into it. Obviously, May is a big time of year for college graduates to, graduate and kind of figure out like what they're doing with their life. Obviously, you do have some that know what they're doing and some people have no clue. So let's start with what made you go into real estate right away?
Yeah, so I was definitely that person who kind of had no idea what I was doing when I graduated. And on top of that, we were kicked out of school early because of COVID. So everything just kind of happened faster. And I had been considering real estate kind of for, I don't know, maybe like the last year of school. And I wasn't sure. I was a little nervous about the industry and the age of people who work in the industry. I had this stereotype that only older people sold real estate and all these things. So kind of once I got past those limiting beliefs or these ideas, I'm trying to talk myself out of it. I realized that my passion really was to have a business of my own, to be my own boss, to run my own thing. Like I didn't want to sit in front of a computer in someone else's office. I wanted to sit in front of a computer in my own. So that's what kind of really drove me to just say, okay, stop being nervous, stop being scared, just try it. Because I wanted to be my own boss. I knew that very early on in college that sitting at a computer all day in a cubicle probably was not going to be the way that I went post-grad.
Yeah, even with COVID,
Yes.
That's awesome. So obviously, being, as you mentioned, younger in real estate, obviously that comes with fears. Everybody has those fears. So yeah. How do you overcome those fears? Like what kind of fears did you have right away that other people, who are graduating looking to get into real estate might have those same fears?
Yeah, so the number one fear was I've never owned a home. I've always lived at college or with my family. So why would people take me seriously? Why would they think I knew what I was talking about? I've never owned or bought or sold a house. So that was my biggest fear of just being taken seriously. And obviously my age plays into it. Why would they say this young, 22-year-old knows what they're talking about this very valuable asset that I own or that I want to buy? So that was one of my biggest fears. And I've really come to learn that no one's ever asked me my age. Maybe they make little comments like, oh, you look young, but no one outright would say, oh, no, sorry, what you're saying is, I can't take that seriously because you look young or because you are young. So that was a big fear to get over, and I still battle it sometimes when I'm talking to new people or, explaining myself. And so having my market knowledge and knowing that I know what I'm talking about, but feeling like, oh, they might not think I'm serious because I'm young or I look young, or they might perceive me as, a young person.
Yeah. Do you feel like real estate has taught you certain things like about wealth or, obviously you said you haven't bought your first house yet. Is it kind of setting you up for success early where, other individuals right out of college might not have that knowledge right away?
Absolutely. These are some of the things I feel like they should teach us in school, but they don't. I just feel like I have been given this wealth of knowledge that I want to tell everyone my age and, use for myself. So yes, I am saving for my first home. I will stay home longer with my family to save up so that I'm, putting my money into an asset and building equity instead of paying someone else's rent through a lease. So yeah, absolutely. This has been so life-changing, and I feel grateful that I know this so young and that I can share this with my sphere of people who are also all just trying to figure out what they're doing. But this is very valuable and really could change the course of your life and your financial freedom.
Yeah. No, with new seniors, what advice, if there are seniors that are graduating, getting into real estate or looking to get into real estate, what kind of advice now that you've been in it for some time now and people are starting to want to get into real estate business, what advice would you give them, that are starting off, or tips or, tricks, things like that?
Yeah, my advice is just go for it. I took probably 6 months to talk myself into taking just the licensing class. And then once I did, I realized that this was really something I wanted to pursue, but just try it. My boyfriend said to me, just try the class. If you don't like the class, then you try, right? So that's my best advice, and I'm stealing it from him, is just try the class. Just go to the licensing class, study hard, just take the exam and see what you think. Now it is very different, the licensing exam and the class, to real estate on a normal basis, but you start to get kind of a feel of what you're doing, what you're dealing with, how to do real estate. So just go for it is my first advice. And second, you're not too young. You're not too, you don't not know anything. Everyone who starts off real estate pretty much starts as a blank slate, whether they're 22, 45, 60. Everyone has to start from the bottom to learn. So don't feel like your age plays against you, because I haven't had that experience at all in this career so far. So yeah, just go for it. It's the best.
That's awesome. Great advice. Great advice. So kind of, obviously I'm about building community. You're about building community. So, where do you kind of see yourself in 5 years for what you have now from graduating college? Where do you see yourself impacting the Leesburg community?
Yeah, so I love that I've lived in Leesburg since 2005. So I was maybe 6 or 7 when I moved here. I know the community very well. I was involved. And then going to college, I was very involved in my community down. I was in Christopher Newport and Newport News. So I've kind of brought home the skills of, what am I passionate about? What communities am I passionate about in the community? And how can I, help even just a little bit. So I think my 5-year kind of big plan is obviously to build a massive real estate business, but in that to be very intentional about impacting the community. So we just did a food drive. It was for the Tree of Life in Leesburg and Percival. And it was awesome because Jessica, our teammate, is very connected with Tree of Life. So doing something, community service wise for an organization that Jessica was connected to made it feel so much more, exciting and awesome and worth it. They were so thankful. They didn't know me. They knew Jessica, and just the smiles on their faces and all of that it just made it so rewarding. So I want to find my niche community where this is what I'm really passionate about, and these are the people that I'm going to impact. And we love doing our, food drives or any kind of community event where Leesburg can support the people in their community. And that was awesome. So that is my big plan, is to find that, whether it's a couple organizations or one that I'm just like really connected to, and, taking that and running, making that part of my 5-year plan real estate wise.
Yeah, no, that's great. And it's also, obviously important for the newest generation to have that community and build that community, especially, so best of both worlds, building community, building a business, building wealth. Yeah. Definitely sounds like a, good career path. So
it all goes hand in hand. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me, Lauren. Obviously, I am Jennie from The Block and with the CAZA Group. And obviously, if you're looking to get in touch with Lauren about any real estate needs, hit me up. I can give you her info. Obviously, if you're interested in learning more about real estate and to be a new real estate agent like Lauren, straight after college, you know where to find me. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned to next week. I will be talking to Skylar about transitioning from hospitality industry to real estate, and we will see you next week. All right.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.